Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicholas, and popularly known as Nick Furious. I work in a small non-profit university in Ghana called Ashesi University, and I currently work there as a lab manager. What I'll be doing today is to just share some of the things I've been doing with my students with you. It is not in any order, just random pictures from my life as a teacher and the life of my students. And this is our small library. We are very particular about the environment. Our total population is 1,200 students. So what I have here is a small Internet of Things controlled switch made by my students. It connects to your Wi-Fi network, and you can be able to use it to turn on and off your appliances using the Internet. And then this is a prototype of an FM transmitter we built some time ago for transmitting audio on campus. So when we were doing the measurements, we used that as a chance to learn about AM and FM modulation, and these are some of the things we saw on our oscilloscope. This is a small project of a student who wanted to know which classrooms are less busy so he can be able to learn in peace. And he used this to monitor the doors and then count the number of students coming into the class, hit this discreetly somewhere inside the door, and he's able to know which classrooms are free for him to go study in. Yeah, we are very particular about students learning to develop products that they can be able to sell or put onto the market. And one of those ways to encourage that is to teach them how to make printed circuit boards that they can easily mount their staffs on to give them better mechanical strength for all products they design. And this is one that we did, and we used the hashtag @Ashesi on it. This little device here was made by a couple of students. We wanted to teach about when you propagate a piece of a ball into the air, you want to see how it moves. But we didn't really have any setup for making that experiment. So we decided to buy some toy guns, added some paper protractors to it, and this gave us a very nice and beautiful experiment. This is another setup done by a student. He was trying to count the number of people passing the front of his hostel room. And then this is a setup we use for teaching hydraulics. So not only are we into electronics and all of those things, right from an electronics class, you see us jump into another lab for mechanical engineering, and I find it very interesting. Yeah, so on the side, I run a small company called Geek Electronics, and I use this as a chance to supply parts to makers and hobbyists who are not able to source parts by themselves. It's just a matter of typing a USSD code on your mobile phone, and you can be able to buy parts for projects that you are working on. This is an asset monitoring device we built for a small telecom company in Ghana. They have the problem of people coming to steal their batteries, and we put some couple of sensors together on their batteries, and this helps them to prevent theft of their batteries. This is a Ferrari that was 3D printed by my students, and quite colorful. Yeah. And then every year on top of our hill, our university is on a little hill, we do a project at the end of a course we call Introduction to Engineering. This is a course that we teach our freshman engineers. This course helps them to appreciate the differences between mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, computer engineering, and other majors. And at the end of that course, we have a project. This project helps to challenge them to put all the different majors of engineering together and see all of them interacting with each other. And for this year, we built a robotic arm. More pictures of it will be coming in the next slides. And this was me taking some grades in that class. This is our workshop. And then we are using the meter saw to cut some materials. And then this was the year before. That's for Introduction to Engineering. This is a solar-powered smart irrigation system built by my students. To add a bit of that, the engineering program we have at Ashesi is aspiring to be a very gender-balanced engineering course. And you always see maybe ladies in one group, or we try to mix them together. But as of now, we are at 46% women and then 54% men. We are hoping to be at 50-50 in the near future. This is our workshop, students trying to put models together. Now, as some of you might have heard earlier, we have a lot of apprenticeship going on in Ghana, and whenever you ask apprentices to do work for you in Ghana, they just use their discretion to do it. But at Ashesi, we try very hard to make our students relate whatever they want to engineer with engineering data. For example, if they are designing the solar generator, they don't just go to the workshop, cut things arbitrarily. They model it, and when they model it, we try very hard to make sure that whatever they model on their computers is the same as what they are able to build in the workshop. And I personally give a lot of marks to people who get a very good relationship between the model and then what they are building. In addition, we try to have a very informal setting in our workshops and labs. So that was me being a chef there for one of our lab sessions, doing barbecues for students to just have fun. What we are having here was part of the robotic arm. So we challenged students to be able to come up with mechanical designs with gears that they can be able to use to grip things. This is our workshop. So because of the informal setup of it, there are times where we work very late into the night and we don't really bother whether somebody. This is the robotic gripper I presented earlier. And then this is somebody's robotic arm. It is just made with scrap material. Cut it of any shape and just put it together and make it pick something from one point to the other on a conveyor belt, and then you move it, sort it, and then you put it into a bin. I can show you some videos if I have enough time. This is another person's own. So there is this problem of people. We have like houses in Ghana where a lot of people live, and they have issues with the energy that they consume. They have just one energy meter, and then everybody just comes to pay a certain ratio of the cost. And it is not in any order. So we made this particular project to help homeowners try to aggregate the different energy consumptions of the different clients or the tenants they have in their houses. So this one is a smart energy meter we made for a telecom firm in my country. And then this is a 3D printed object we made for keeping some sensors in them. And then this is the earlier prototype of Canopy. I believe you heard about Canopy being installed in the Agbogbloshie Makerspace craft. This is the earlier prototype of it. This is the one that we have installed at Agbogbloshie, which is currently putting data across to the website that I'll be showing you when I end this presentation. And then here is Joe. Joe is a student from my institution, a freshman. And we taught him how to weld in the workshop, and he decided to make a helicopter. So Joe came around, put some trusses together, and that is him wearing his Wakanda helmet in his helicopter. This was the earlier picture of Joe's work in the workshop, and that's him standing proudly by his helicopter. Before I left, he just added the arm to it, the wing that will be flying to it. But the wing is very, very soft. It's no. Yeah, that's a better picture of the wings. This is another picture of a project we worked on. We use this one for home automation. Yeah, this is another picture of it. And then this is the bottom of the Canopy board. And before I leave, I just want to show you data coming in from, I want to use the browser. So this is live data that will be coming in starting from tomorrow. And then this is what will be coming in from Karlsruhe. And as DK said earlier, the whole Canopy project is going to be open source. People can be able to build and then build their own and then add on to the network that we are creating. So we are just focusing on creating a framework for them to be able to add on more sensors to the network that we are creating in Ghana. Thank you so much.